According to the latest report of the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, we've only 13 years left to act. If we fail, global warming will destroy our future. This is not a Hollywood fake, even though former Vice President Al Gore just won the Oscar Award for his documentary on climate change crisis, An Inconvenient Truth. Congratulations! Al's global campaign, together with the work of the UN and thousands of NGOs, raised public awareness that there is a severe problem ahead of us. When German movie maker Roland Emmerich released The Day After Tomorrow only 2 years ago, we all thought climate change was merely science fiction, like a Borg encounter in a long-distant future. Now, the day after tomorrow is literally around the corner. And all there is to say, we must act now. My personal opinion is that there is no use in blaming anyone for causing global warming. If we accept that our lifestyle and the industry behind our lifestyle is the problem, then each of us can take responsibility and act. Think of the forthcoming hurricane season or the heat waves that will sure hit our cities this summer. Each year is getting warmer, so you can bet that we're gonna face a hard time with heavy weather this year. Carbon dioxide is the major cause of global warming, and every one of us can save the amount of our personal pollution each and every day. Changing our lifestyles is a symbolic gesture to encourage others to become aware of the problem. The others are our family, neighbors, colleagues, and most of all, our leaders. Only if politicians and industry react and act now, we will survive. This is what the latest reports say. This is what Al Gore calls the inconvenient truth that for so long had been neglected by our leaders. The good news, though, is that after many years of doubt and resistance, major industries have already joined the Global Alliance to combat climate change. And there's a good reason for this. The Stern review of the British government reckons that a turnaround towards a low-carbon industry would cost approximately 1% of the gross domestic product, GDP, annually, if we start to act now. If we delay action, the costs may rise up to 25%. This means if we continue with business as usual for only a few more years, we will not only face more heavy weather, but 1 out of $4, euros or pounds we will have to spend on combating climate change. For many years, my company has been part of the Global Alliance Against Climate Change, developing technologies and scenarios for sustainability and helping leaders to create solutions. In the year 2000, when the first UN report on climate change was published, the International Schumpeter Award jury at University St. Gallen in Switzerland rated our research on a sustainable global development strategy highly commended. Since then, more than 1,000 international leaders have recognized the agenda, among them former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan. The research suggests that to initiate a long-term sustainable turnaround in the global markets that will lead to a low-carbon industry, we should learn from the past. In the 1960s, when the Cold War was at its peak, the Apollo project changed the political and economic agenda that would otherwise have led to a nuclear holocaust. A new paradigm, a new vision, and a new goal, so simple and so powerful, bringing a man to the moon within 1 decade. Only a minority knows that the biggest civil national development program of the 20th century started the longest innovation cycle based on the microchip and computer industry. Thus, our Schumpeter Award agenda suggests that we should aim for Mars, not for the sake of space exploration. The Apollo project showed that a broad international alliance between governments, industry, and science can turn an entire economy around within just a few years. Remember the first figure in the beginning of this video? 13 years to act. Let me give you a second figure. 4 degrees. On Earth, a rise of only 4 degrees may kill our civilization. On Mars, which is now a cold and barren planet, a rise of only 4 degrees would bring Mars to life again and recreate its water cycle and biosphere. The climate crisis is the result of old thinking habits and a lifestyle that neglects that everything and everyone is part of a whole design. To understand the nature of crisis, we have to know that the Chinese word for crisis is identical with the word for chance. I am convinced that if we recognize the chance behind the climate crisis, we will have access to all the solutions to create a pathway to a more balanced lifestyle that protects our environment. I am committed to build this road to the future today. How about you?